Hello, everyone. Welcome to Charlie's Creative Corner. I'm glad you came by today. Not a whole lot going on today. Just kind of, sorry, my cat's playing with my tripod, so it's going to be a little bumpy. I'll hold on to it here. So, just kind of enjoying my day off, a little R&R, a little rest and relaxation. I wasn't quite sure what to do today. I was a little... Thanks, Shade. Okay. Wasn't quite sure what to do today. I was a little bit, let me lift up a little. I was a little bit, I don't know, confused, didn't know what I wanted to do. I have so much going on with beading that I didn't know which one to go after. And I did buy these pretty purple beads a few days ago. And I want to make something for somebody, and I thought I'd use these. I really like these, and I wanted to use them today. This is a trial thing for me. I've never done this before, so we're going to go about it together and kind of explore it together and see how it goes. I'm going to do a earring today, and it's going to be with bugle beads. And for the bricks, it's going to still be the brick stitch earrings, but for the brick stitch area, I'm going to use bugle beads instead of seed beads and kind of stack them. And I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's going to be an experimental thing. So we'll see how it goes. I think it'll look really, really pretty. It also has a different kind of fringe than what we do on the bottom. Instead of it just being your standard straight up and down and come back through fringe, it's going to be, I decided on a hoop. So it's going to go from one end of the foundation, and then you're going to string it and go to the other end and bring it up through the other end, and then down through the next one and come back up. So it's going to be like little U-shaped fringes on it. It's still going to be a long dangle earring. I think it'll look really pretty. I'm excited to try it. So it's going to be kind of experimental. I mean, I wanted to do a gift for somebody, and this is really pretty, and I know that she will love it. And I do think that this would be a perfect style for her, I do believe. I think it'll work really well. Now, I'm opening my beads here. I haven't opened them yet. As far as that goes, I don't know. I was going to make something to go along with it. I haven't decided. I don't think I'm going to have the time, because as far as my time goes, I have to send this off this week. So I don't think I'm going to have the time to get another present done for her. But it'll be something, I can't talk about the circumstances, but it'll be something that I think will really cheer her up a little bit and maybe brighten her day a little bit. Let her know I'm thinking about her. So as far as supplies go, we'll talk about our supplies. I'll flip you guys around and get our view a little bit better onto our bead pad here, and we will go from there and see if we can get this done. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be exciting. Not a lot going on besides that. You know, I've been really busy. Did all my chores yesterday. Been taking some walks in the evening and enjoying the beautiful weather, at least. Kind of getting out a bit and enjoying the weather. So not a lot going on besides that. Just still kind of tired and drained and kind of getting through things. But going to just relax today and enjoy my day off and do some beading and play the little piano and kind of just relax, you know. Kind of do whatever. So we will get turned around here and get the show on the road, get these earrings started. So I will be right back. So for our earrings here, as far as supplies are going to go, we're going to need a size 0 nymo thread. Right there, that guy there. Some kind of scissors, obviously, to cut everything with. Also going to need a beading needle. I'm just going to use a size 11 beading needle. Find one that isn't too bent out of shape. I think these are about evenly bent So a size 11 beading needle. You're going to need some earring findings. These guys here. And you're also going to need some beeswax. And then you're also going to need beads. And for my beads, I have chosen a... now, you're going to need 2 different colors of bugle beads for these. I had to grab my beads there. And so for mine, I have chosen the crystal luster beads. I don't know if you can see those so well. They're just like a clear crystal. And they're size 3 luster bead. And then the other one I chose was the number 3 twisted amethyst. The light's not sufficient. Let me bring you in a little bit. Bring you over. And that's the amethyst twisted bugle. So I'm going to use those 2 bugles. And then you need 2 other colors. And you could do, like, say you were doing the crystal and the purple, you could do a crystal and a purple seed bead. But I am going to go with my crystal, I'm going to use a metallic purple to go with that. And then I'm going to use the purple iris to go with this one. And these are both size 11 seed beads. So you're going to need 2 bugle beads and 2 seed beads. These are number 3s, number 3 size bugle and number 11 size seed beads. And that's all we're going to need for supplies. I'm going to get these out of the way. We'll get our thread going here. I'm going to go with my nymo. I'm going to go an armed or a wingspan. So from one arm with one hand and the other hand, and spread it out to, oh, never mind. I had some extra on there from another project, I guess. Let me try that again. So I'm going to go from one hand to the other hand and spread my arms apart, and then I'm going to do another arm's length on top of that. I have never made these. I don't know how much it takes, so I'm going to play it safe and do some extra thread on there. Snip that off of there. And I like to keep mine in this little thing so the kitties don't destroy it. Now I'm just gonna work out the little extra, oops, the curlies in them, because the thread gets a little curly after being on the hoop. And just give it a tiny little soft tug, and that'll straighten out that thread nice. And then I'm going to wax it up real good, because with the earrings, the bugles can cut that thread. So we want to make sure it's waxed up really good. Make sure it has a nice thick coat on it. Not too thick, like it doesn't have to be crazy thick, but enough to protect it. Doesn't hurt to have some on there. I'm just going to go over twice on it. Opened up my windows. The fresh air smells so nice. All right. There's that. I'm going to thread up my needle here. And that's going to seem like quite a bit. And it is quite a bit of thread. But like I said, I don't know. I'm playing it safe. I'd rather have too much than too little. And with fringe, fringe takes up a lot too. Bumping into my light here. Okay, there's that. I'm going to set these aside here. I'm going to set out my beads. So we have them available here. I don't think I need that many, but it is what it is. I love this amethyst bugle bead. So excited to see it outside the tube. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Okay, and I'll do our purple, metallic purple. I usually don't buy metallics, but I really like this one. It's very beautiful. And our purple iris. And you don't have to use these colors. You can use whatever colors you wish. Those are really pretty too. Alrighty, now this is going to be just similar and like, I'm going to bring you in here, our prior brick stitch earrings, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to have a little bit of a difference here. Bring you in a little more. Doesn't hurt to have a good view. So for our first row, which is going to be our foundation row, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 purple or amethyst. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this one looks way longer than the rest, so I'm going to cull him out. I always kind of like to make sure, I like to double check they're all the same length and they all look even. And that one looks a little off too. Just for that base foundation row, if you're doing brick stitch like this, you want to make sure they're all the same length and they all look good. Try this one. There we go, I think. Still a little long. There we go. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we got our 7 here, and see how they all line up real nice. We want to just kind of make sure that they're all going to look like that. They're all going to be nice and uniform with one another. And I'm going to try and get my light kind of adjusted. Whoops, not in your face. So we can make sure we can see okay. Sometimes it doesn't want to focus if the light's kind of screwy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick up 2 of these amethyst bugles and put them on our needle like that and just bring them on down to the end, not all the way. I'll leave a little tail here so we can bring that up and hide it and kind of tuck it away. So you want to leave a little tail there. And I kind of like to just flip them over together and then just bring your needle up through. We're going to have focus issues again today, I think. It's trying. Bring it up through that first bead and then pull through. Maybe. No, what I did. Probably because I dropped it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm going to try that again because it fell through. I don't know what happened there. It got a little tangled and then it fell off. So I'm going to bring my needle back up through that first one. So ignore that first flub. I think it's because I dropped it and maybe the needle didn't go through. I don't know what happened there. Not quite sure. We got it this time here. And let those kind of sit down together like that. And be cautious when you pull on these because the bugles will cut your thread. So be cautious of that. So we have our tail sticking out down here. And we just came up through here. And now we want to bring our needle back down through that second, through that second one right here. Bring it down. And through. And like that. And that's our first two. I have my tail spinning up here. There we go. Okay. Now, so our tail is coming out here. And then I like to hold my tail aside. And our thread is coming out of this one here. So we want to add another bugle bead onto our needle and then bring our needle down. That second one we just strung, bring it to the top. Like so. And then pull through. Like that. And then we come back up through that bead we just put on. Reinforce it a little bit. There we go. We add another bugle bead. Okay, I have to move this mouse. It is in my way, my computer mouse. There we go. I keep getting all wrapped up in it. All right, getting all tangled. That might have been playing a role there. All right, so we got 3 of them on there, like that. And we want to pick up another one. Maybe, there we go. Our thread's coming up out of the top here. So we want to go into the bottom of that bead, like that. Pull it through. Sometimes you gotta give it a little help to lay right. There we go. And now we come back down through the bead we just put on, like that. Add another bead. And our thread's coming out below, so we want to put our needle above at the top. So bring it down through. That. Go back up through that bead we just put on. And pull through. We have that. Looks good. And now we're going to add another bugle bead. And our thread's coming up from the top. So we want to bring our needle down in through the bottom of that bead. And pull through. And then we go back into that bead we just strung. Bring our needle through. And so we have that. And we want to bring our threads coming from the bottom. And we know it's the bottom because our tail's over here coming out of the bottom. We want to bring our needle through the top of that bead. Just like that. And pull it through. That amethyst is so pretty. I love it. And stick our needle through that bead that we put on. Like that. So we're going to have, oops, not even on the camera. There we go. We're going to have that. This is our tail here, and that's the thread we're using. So now what we need to do is we need to take our thread all the way down and up and down and up and down and up until we're coming out of this bead here, just to reinforce everything and also to get our thread back at the beginning where we need it to be. So we're just going to kind of weave in and out from top to bottom, back through our baseline. And the last one, come back up through the top, from the bottom to the top, like that. So we got our tail coming out of here and our thread coming out of here, both the same bead, just like that. And that is our base row. Now this is going to be a little bit different because we're doing, pardon me, because we're doing bugle beads instead of seed beads for our building of this. And it's going to be long. I mean, it's going to be a really long, pretty earring. So what we're going to do is we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our other bugle beads. So I'm going to take 6 of these and I'm going to make sure they line up straight and they look nice. Because you want them all to be even, you don't want them to be cracked, you don't want them to look off or crooked. Let me get my ruler. Which some of them do, but these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this one's a little rugged looking. Let's see what that looks like. This end one's a little short. That looks good to me. So we got our 6 bugles all straightened out. Make sure they're all looking pretty. Now what you want to do is you want to take your, or pick up a bugle bead for your next row. So it's going to be your different color, okay? You want to pick that up and you want to do the same as you would with regular brick stitch. The only difference here is we're using seed beads or bugle beads and not seed beads. Come on, camera. There he goes. No. Focus. Okay, so we have our bridges, our little thread bridges here. See those thread bridges on the top? What you want to do is you want to take your needle underneath that bridge where your needle's just rubbing up against there. And then just bring your needle through. Bring your needle through there. Just like that. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to take your needle and go back up and through that bugle bead. And that's going to secure that and straighten it out. Just like that. Okay, and then you just keep on doing that all the way across. So you want another bugle bead here. And we want to go underneath that bridge, just like so. Pull it through. And then bring our needle up through that bugle. Like that. Pull the thread through. Oops. See it all straighten that up. And just keep on doing that. Pick up a bugle bead. Go up underneath that bridge. Pull it through. And put your needle through the bead. Back up under and through. And pull it up. Just like that. Okay. Get another one. Under the bridge. Get caught up on our ruler. Pull through. And up and under and through that bugle bead. Maybe. Like that. Pull it through. Make sure you don't get caught underneath everything. Just like that. And we'll do that again 2 more times. And one more. And there's our second row. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. And now what I like to do is I'm going to flip my work over to where my thread's coming out of the left and my tail's coming out of the bottom right. And that just is easier for me. That's just how I like to do that. All right, now we're going to do our third stack or third row or whatever you want to call it. I like to call these stackers because it looks like they just stack right up. And it's basically the same basic idea. And we want, let's see, we're going to need 5 of our purple or our amethysts. I'm going to make sure they're all straight here. Those look nice to me. Alrighty. So we're going to pick one up. And we're going to go underneath that bridge. It's kind of hard to see with that crystal bead, but same general idea. Pull our thread through, bring our needle up through the bead, like that, and that'll secure it. And another one through that bridge, or under bridge. Bring the needle through. And through that bead. And just kind of finagle them around so they set straight. one more. And like I said, you can use any colors that you wish, any that you like. You could go back and forth on your bugles, every other color. You could make a pattern with these if you wanted. I'm just going to go back and forth solid colors because that's what I'd like to do. And that's what we got so far. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I'm going to flip my work back over again. And now I'm going to go back over to the clear beads. Move that thread over a little. And we're going to need 4 this time of the clear beads. So I'm going to pick up my 4, see which ones. That one looks a little short. See which look the best. I always like to make sure they're nice, and with the fringe it doesn't matter as much, but when you're doing the baseline, you want these beads to be as even and uniform as possible. And sometimes with the bugles, they aren't so uniform. So you want to make sure. Okay. I'll bring that under that first bridge. Pull it through. Try not to get a knot like I'm trying to do. Go. And back up through the bead here. Like that. There we go. Pick up another one. And see, they're going to be bigger earrings. They're going to be quite large. So if you're making this for somebody who doesn't like large earrings, I would make your base row a lot less. Like you could do a base row of like 4 or 3 instead if you wanted. I tangled my tail up in there. And I did that again. That tail doesn't want to stay out of my way. Those beads are so pretty. Okay, and our last crystal one here. Like so. And pull through. And there's got a couple more rows left here. All right, so for this row, we need our amethyst beads, and we're going to need 3. So we'll make sure we got 3 nice and even looking ones here. So I'm going to flip my work over, and I'm going to pick up one of the beads. I'm going to stick it through that first bridge there and bring it through, and then bring it back up through there. There we go. Get my tail tangled in there like that. And we just need to do that 2 more times. We're almost done with our stacked part here. Again, under the bridge, bring it through. Like so. And bring our needle up through the bead. Like that. Go. And again. Can't see my bridge. There it is. That. And like so. How beautiful is that? Now we're going to flip it over. And this is our last row. We need 2 of our crystal beads. See if they line up nice. Make sure they're straight. They look good to me. Pick up one of those. Stick it through that bridge. Bring it through. And bring the needle through there. And one more time. That's why you want to have your bugles nice and uniform, so that makes that nice clean stack like that. Otherwise you're going to have it's going to be a little crooked and things. You always want to cool your beads and make sure, because bugles, they're not as uniform as say like a check seed bead or something like that, and they have a tendency to, probably through shipping and whatnot, to kind of get like little cracks. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I do. I have one in here like that. I don't know if you can see this, but they tend to get little, see that, how that's cracked and chipped? And you want to cool your beads and make sure that you don't have anything like that in there, first of all. And then some are way longer than others. Some are way short. So just kind of go through and cull them. I like to take a little ruler and I'll put a little strip or a line of them out, and I'll kind of tap on them and line them up and see if they're uniform. And that's a really good way to do this, because you don't want it to be uneven and you don't want it to be crooked, because that'll make that crooked. So we're at the top here, and we need to add beads so we can hang our findings from. So we need our little hoop here at the top to hang our findings. Now I'm going to use probably these iris colored ones for that. And I'm going to pick up 6 seed beads. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to pick up 6 seed beads, just like that. Okay? You see you got your threads coming out of the top here. I'm just going to bring my needle straight down this bead right here. Bring it straight through there, just like that. And I'm going to pull it through. And that creates a nice hoop to hang our findings from. But I want to reinforce that, because this is a big earring and this is going to be heavy. So I'm going to bring my needle back up through this neighboring bugle bead. Okay. Bring my needle back up through there, just like that. And then I'm going to come back through all of these beads and reinforce where our findings are going to hang from. And I'm going to do that twice, so I know that with, dangle earrings and big earrings like this, they're going to get a little bit of wear and tear on them, and they're going to have to be strong. So you want to make sure that this is a nice and secure, you have this nice and secure for your findings, because that, that finding is going to be rubbing up against that thread. And it's always good to have a couple extra layers. So I'm just going to do that twice. I'm going to go in and through all these beads twice with my thread and just kind of double enforce that. Make sure it's nice and strong. Okay, so I went through there a couple times, made it a little stronger, and made it a little more secure. And you don't really have to worry much how this is shaped, because when you get your findings there, it'll look fine. Now what you want to do is you want to bring your needle all the way back down all of these side beads, right here on the side. So you want to bring your needle through all of those so we can have our thread coming out where this tail is. So bring your needle through those. You probably won't be able to get all of them in one go. You'll probably have to go through a few times. You don't want to pull too taut because you don't want to make your bugles set funny. Just kind of bring your needle down. We just have to get our needle back down to where we're going to put our fringe on. So just like that. And I'm going to kind of straighten things out a little here, because sometimes if you pull on that and pull that through, it can kind of make this a little crooked. But it's okay. It'll look really pretty no matter how it looks. And these are never perfect, even with seed beads. So this is our top brick stitched part. Look how pretty that is. That's so pretty. Now we have this tail sticking out here, and I want to get rid of that because I'm going to put fringe on, and that's going to get in my way and get tangled up. So I'm going to take the needle off of my thread that I'm currently stitching the earring with, and I'm going to put it onto my tail. So I'm going to put my needle on my tail like that. And I'm going to work this tail in and out and get rid of this and tie it off. And the way I do it, I like to bring it into that second bugle bead. Just like that. Bring it up through. Because now this is your thread that we're going to put all our fringe on. That's all of our threads. So we're getting rid of this tail. And I'm going to bring him back up through another one. And I'm going to add a knot here and there because we have to secure that. We got to make sure it's secure. And you can do that anywhere. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to put 2 knots in. 2 should be sufficient. Just like that. And then I'm going to go through that bugle bead like that. And then I'm going to take my needle off. And now I'm going to snip that tail. Make double, triple check sure that you're not getting your thread. Make sure it's your tail that you're snipping. You don't want to snip off your tail or your thread. You want to snip that tail off, but you don't want to snip that thread off. And so now our tail's out of the way. It won't get tangled up. We don't need him in the way. Don't need that little guy in the way. So there we go. Now we're ready to attach our fringe. And this is a little different. Oh, we have got to put our needle back on our thread here. This is a little different from our normal thread or our normal fringe. It's not going to go straight up and down. Like a lot of the thread or a lot of the fringe that I've done is just the fringe comes down and then you go back up through and then you come down. What we're going to do is we're going to create like a U shape. We're going to bring our fringe down, come back up through here, come back down through here, come back up through here. You'll see what I mean as we go along. So it's going to be a lot of threading of it for a little while, but a lot of threading of beads, but it's not going to take as long as most fringe does. So what we're going to want to do is we want to do 3 purple beads. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we want to add an amethyst bugle like that. Okay. And then we want to do 3 more purple and an amethyst. 3 more purple and an amethyst. So let's see. Let me count real quick how many times I'm doing this. I gotta check my pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So we're gonna do that. We're going to do the purple 7 times. So we got We're just going to keep going. Purple, amethyst, purple, amethyst, purple, amethyst. So, and 3 purple and an amethyst, 3 purple and an amethyst, 3 purple. It's going to be a little repetitive. And amethyst. See how many we got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 purple and an amethyst. I can grab it, maybe. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3. Bugle. 3 seed beads. Bugle. 3 seed beads. I love those purple ones. Those are so pretty. Bugle. 3 seed beads. Bugle. Just keep working. You want 7 for each side. So 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost there. I'm going to pull this camera out just a touch. Let me see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 altogether. 14 groups of 3 seed beads altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we need 13 bugles altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that is our first row of fringe. It's the same pattern. So it's 14 groups of 3 seed beads, like these, and then 13 bugles. But you go back and forth, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, all the way. So you got that strung. What you want to do is you want to take your needle and you want to pass up and through this end, opposite end seed bead, or bugle bead, I'm sorry. And just bring it up and through. And see, it creates that hoop effect. See that? Isn't that pretty? Now, we have our thread coming up out of that other end. We need to bring it down. Don't worry about that. That'll work its way out. Bring your needle down into that one next to the end. So you came up to this end, through this end with your thread to attach your fringe. Okay. And now you want to come through that bead to the left of that very end bead. And this will even out your fringe. Now, you don't want to pull your fringe too tight, but you don't want it loose. You don't want gaps of thread like that. You know, you want to make sure that it's still nice and flush against those other beads, but you don't want it so tight that it warps it, okay? So you got that, and that's our first little U shape of fringe. Now for our second one, let me count real quick. Give me 1 second, because there's quite a bit of them, you know. I want to make sure, you always want to make sure you got the right amount, so If I remember right, I believe they're all the same except for the last one. Okay, so it's basically the same, and you're going to want to do 14 groups of 3 seed beads and 13 bugles. But this time we're going to use the purple iris and the crystal. So we're going to do 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1, and just keep working at it till you have 14 groups of 3 seed beads and 13 bugles. Dropping all my beads. There we go. And you always want to double count so you don't have to erase string later. And 14. And you want to end with the 3 seed beads. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And 13 bugles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. So there is our fringe for this one. And now what we want to do is we want to come up into the bead, the bugle bead next to the front from the first side that we came through. So you want to come up and through that one this time to connect our fringe. So come up through that one, just like that. That'll give you that effect there. That's so pretty. And then for our last one, we want to come back down through, sorry. So we came up through this second one here to attach our second French, and we just want to come down through his little neighbor, right? I can get in there. This one right here. Bring it down through. And always make sure that you're taut with your other fringes, that they're nice and snug and secure against these bugle beads here. Okay, so you got that effect. Now for our first row, or our last row of fringe, it's a little bit different. We're going to want 13 groups of seeds and 12 of bugles. And we're going to do the purple, so we're going to do 3 of those, 1 of these, 3, 1, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 more. 12. And 13. So 13 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 12 bugles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13 groups of 3 seed beads, and then you're going to need 12 bugle beads and go back and forth with those. Okay, so that's that last group of fringe. Now we want to bring that up into this little neighbor over here on this edge, on the other end, just like we did with the others. Come up through that one there and pull it through. And that is your fringe. Isn't that a beautiful earring? Oh my gosh, it's stunning. Okay, so now we're going to just kind of work our way through here. I'm going to put a knot here. I'm pretty secure and sure of myself with my fringe. Make sure that you counted everything out right and that you're nice and flush with these bugle beads down here on your first foundation row. And I'm going to put a knot here, just right here, if I can get in there, because I want to secure that. I want to make sure that that's going to stay, that fringe is going to stay. Bring it through. There. Now I'm going to kind of weave in and out and just secure it and tie it off. I'm going to go a few different directions. Just kind of make sure that it's secure. I want to make sure that this is going to hold together. I'm just going to kind of go in and out some stuff and tie some knots here and there, and I'll tie it off. I'm going to do a little double knot here. Bring that up through. do another knot here, and then I'm probably going to tie off or cut it off. Oh, whoops, what'd I do? I went in the wrong one. 1 second, I gotta fix that. Silly me. Okay. Take that off of there. There we go. I knotted up at the top. Restring my needle here. I did way too much thread. I didn't know how much it took, but I do now, so I know now not to use so much. Sometimes these beaded earrings take a whole lot of thread. You're never quite sure. Okay. Alrighty, and that should be good there. Snip that off of there. And now all we have to do is attach our findings, okay? So you want to take our clip here. I only want one. There we go. They're all kind of wrapped into each other. And grab our little needle nose pliers. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to bend it over a little bit and straighten this out a little so I know what I'm looking at here. I don't think it matters what direction it goes. So I'm going to just clip that up and underneath in between those 3 beads. Give 3 beads to each side, like that. Maybe. There we go. And then just close that back up. There. I think I went a little too far. Go. I like to give it just tiniest little pinch. And that is our brick stitch bugle earring. Isn't that beautiful? I love these. These are so fun. And you know, you could do, you could go from here, like do a row of 5 like that, and then start from there if you wanted it smaller, and then add your fringe. You could do just even 3 and 2 and make tinier ones. It's all up to you and your imagination and kind of what you want to do. But that is our brick stitch bugle stack earring. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you for coming by and watching this and visiting my channel. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for coming by.